All right, welcome back to Nadlan Forum Podcast Daily, everyone. I'm Ruby, and Lior's with me as always. Today, we're talking about something that's honestly taken over my social feeds lately, the fixer-upper frenzy. And it's not just a Pinterest thing. There are actual numbers behind this trend. With home prices now at, $436, $250 for the typical single-family home, that's the national median, people are getting priced out faster than I can burn toast. So now we're seeing more and more buyers turn to those charming homes with potential.
You know, Ruby, when you see that word potential on a listing, usually it means a leaky roof or maybe a hole in the kitchen floor. But you're absolutely right. These homes are hot. The median price for fixer-uppers is around $200,000. So you're talking a discount of over 54% compared to a standard listing. That's huge, especially with the way mortgage rates have been acting up lately. Fixer-uppers, they're almost the only route left for a lot of people trying to get their foot in the door, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, and the wild thing is they're actually smaller, like about 1,628 square feet instead of your average 2,000. An average age, 1958. You're really getting some character for your money. Speaking of character, this reminds me, Lior, ages ago in Sydney, a mate took me to see a fixer-upper, and I'm only calling it that because it technically had walls and maybe like one floorboard left. I swear, it had more personality than actual structure. We ended up debating if what it needed was a full renovation or just an exorcism. Honestly, when do you cross the line from project to lost cause?
That's a great question, Ruby. I mean, there's a big difference between classic charm and money pit. But for a lot of buyers and even sellers now, they're discovering that listing as a fixer-upper actually draws in people who've got vision, maybe a toolbox, and a lot of optimism. Sellers don't even bother with upgrades anymore. Just slap on a lower sticker, call it a project, and let buyers dream up their HGTV moment. And it seems to be working. Searches for fixer-uppers on Realtor.com have tripled in the last 4 years. That's not just a fad, that's a shift in how people are approaching affordability.
So let's say you're sold on the idea. Maybe you want a little sweat equity. But where do you actually find these deals? There are certain cities really leaning into the fixer-upper thing. St. Louis, Detroit, Jackson in Mississippi, Toledo, even Waco in Texas. They're popping up everywhere as like the places for big discounts. Jackson, in particular, homes are selling for, get this, nearly 78% off the median price. That's almost like they're paying you to take the house. Well, almost.
That's insane. And when you look at the Midwest and Northeast specifically, so many of the top markets are there. New Orleans, Buffalo, Toledo. These aren't just isolated pockets. There's a whole regional thing happening. I mean, in New York, it's a totally different world, right? Here, you got people fighting over tiny apartments, but just a drive out to upstate cities like Syracuse or Buffalo, and suddenly you're in fixer-upper heaven. It makes me wonder if international buyers are going to start zeroing in on these deals. Like, why buy in Manhattan when you could pick up, a Victorian in Pittsburgh for less than the down payment here?
Right? I mean, even places like Waco, it's not in the big top 100, but thanks to that whole TV thing, 1 in 10 listings there is a fixer-upper. 10%. And if you want sheer volume, cities like Toledo and Detroit have over 9% of all listings being fixer-uppers. It's like bargain hunting on steroids, except you might need a tetanus shot afterward. Sorry, that's a terrible analogy, but you get what I mean.
No, it's spot on. And the opportunity here isn't just for first-time buyers, it's also the investors. These discounts are substantial. St. Louis with 68% off, Birmingham and Pittsburgh right up there too. Even in the South, they have fewer listings percentage-wise. But the deals you can get are significant if you go looking. So whether you're house hunting yourself or thinking portfolio, there's a lot of action away from the coastal hotspots everybody talks about.
It's not just about the money though, is it? I think part of why people are flocking to fixer-uppers is that sense of possibility. Like, you get to actually make it yours. Customize where you want, decide what to keep, what to tear down. And hey, you might even get a faster shot at grabbing something in this crazy market because not everyone wants to take on a project. But here comes my media friends. There's a reason most of them shouldn't own power tools. Like, there's risk here, right? How do you not end up starring in your own Reno disaster show?
That's exactly it, Ruby. The dream is real, but so are the pitfalls. You want to customize, save money up front, move a bit quicker, but first-timers especially, they can run into huge surprises. Plumbing, structural stuff, hidden costs, those can turn a discount into a nightmare. What's interesting, though, is according to Realtor.com, even though the share of fixer-uppers has dipped a little since 2021, the raw number of listings has actually gone up almost 19%. So more homes need work, more buyers are hungry for deals, but you gotta go in with eyes wide open. And maybe honestly, a list of local contractors on speed dial.
Yeah, and they're selling faster too. Still a tick slower than move-in ready homes, but that gap is shrinking as people get more desperate for affordability. Maybe part of the solution is teaming up, partner with someone who actually knows which end of a hammer to use. But honestly, I love that even with all the risks, there's this stubborn optimism. People want that start from scratch story. I feel like that says something good about us. Or maybe we're just gluttons for punishment. What do you reckon, Lior?
I think it's a bit of both, honestly. The challenge is huge, but so are the rewards. You get in the game, shape your home, maybe even beat the market at its own game. And like we said in some of our previous episodes, especially when we talked about creative ways to tackle housing, affordability, and investment, this is just one more path. But for anyone thinking about it, definitely do your homework, get advice, and if you're not sure where to start, don't be afraid to ask for help. Or just, avoid homes with actual exorcism requirements like Ruby's Sydney adventure.
I'll keep my haunting to the podcast. Thanks. That's all from us today. If you're thinking about leaping into a fixer-upper or just want to laugh at our terrible analogies, make sure to tune in again. Lior, as always, cheers for the chat, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye for now.
Thanks, Ruby. Always a pleasure. And thanks to everyone listening. Don't forget to check out previous episodes if you want more on mortgages, investments, or just a bit of real estate reality. Have a great day, everyone.